Hey guys, Sunday, March 23rd, 2025. Let's see what the Black Widow wants to do this week. I want to apologize because I went over Elliott wave theory yesterday in my video and didn't even go over the count, which is, hello. It's the actual theory itself, pretty much the numbering system. So I apologize. I looked at my video and just kind of see what I said dumb or whatever, or didn't make any sense. And I was like, man, you know what? I went over that chart and didn't even cover where we at. So I'm going to give you some love and show you exactly where we at. So let's backtrack a little bit. You can see that this is one. Let's see, wave 5 ended around June the 26th of 2020. We got our 1, 2, 3, 1001, 2021, 4. That was a 1217. This is a weekly chart. 12/17, 2021, all the way to our wave 5, which was like around August 23rd of 2022. So when you hear me say August 23rd of 1002, that's embedded in my head already. 1002 high of August 23rd of 2022. This is our wave 5. This is where this was it. And from here it's been down. You got your 1, 2, 3. Remember April 14th? Remember when I used to say April 14 a lot? 194. This is that low right there. You guys know April 3rd is Black Widow's birthday. I did some research just to make sure I didn't fumble the ball and dropped it. There's 2 dates. I'm leaning more on the April 3rd, but there's some that say that it could probably I don't know. It's more like the designation was February the 27th. So I guess I don't know if that's the paperwork that started or whatever. But the actual trade was April 3rd. So that's her birthday. Nevertheless, just a little history for you, just in case you don't know the Black Widow's birthday. So when April 3rd comes, we're gonna celebrate it. So make sure you bring your birthday cards and your cupcakes or whatever, your glass of wine, because she loves wine. She likes to get merry and be happy. So make sure you wish her happy birthday, because if you don't, you know how the Black Widow gets. So this is our April 14th low. We went all the way to October 27th, high that 363. You guys remember that? Then we pulled back and we did our wave 5 on February the 20th. So you always hear me say a lot February 20th, because this is the lowest that we've been from August 23rd, 1002 high. So we haven't been down here in a while. And from here, our wave 5 ended. So from here, we start counting our wave 1. That's that June 11th. Remember that June 11th, 315 high that we made? We pulled back to our 2. So in Gann theory, this is what Gann says, and this is something maybe you want to write down. Whenever you get to a wave 5, and if it's a legit wave 5, that first impulse, it's all good. You can make money if this is what wave 5 is, and you see this first wave. But then there's going to be the correction. This is where you want to get in. Is the wave 3, and the Elliott wave theory is the one you make the most money. So if there's anything positive or anything that you could remember of this video, I'm teaching you, trading skills and theory, and especially Gann theory. When you see a wave 5 using the Elliott wave theory, and you get this wave, impulse wave 1, and that correction 2, this is your best opportunity to get in. So even if you missed all this, when this comes down, if you don't get in here, you're going to miss all this. This is where you make the most money. So we did our, wave 2 on August 23rd. You got your 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're already at 5. 5 waves here, and on a wave 3. So far is indicating that we did that wave 3 on March the 10th. of 490. And they were working on a wave 4 on the weekly. That hasn't happened yet. We don't have a wave 4. Projection wave 4s are between 385, and we're kind of hovering around there. It's a little lower than 391. And then there's a deeper one around 346. So if we were to work on a wave 4, these are projection targets to the downside. Now, if wave 3 hasn't finished yet, then wave 3 is all, we got a projection target around 590 through, not 594. Meaning that wave 3 is still moving. We know that April is pretty strong, so we don't know if maybe this is what's going to play out. Don't mind my son, he's in the background playing his iPad. So this could be a possible target. And if it's going to be a wave, even a higher wave, 3, you got 849. That's really stretching it, but I'm focused more on here and between here. Which one is the one that's going to play out? Did our wave 3 end on March 10th at 490, and then we're going to work on a wave 4 to end on a wave 5? We'll see. You see that wave 3 and wave 5's projection targets are around $8. Somewhere in that ballpark, but this is more realistic because we either got to find out this is a wave 3 or we're going to work on a wave 4. So now let's go to the daily. And you look at this line right here. What's that? 492. Didn't we make the high at 490? So this was either a buy signal or a sell. If it went above it, you would have bought it from here. But so far, the market profile was telling you watch out for 490, so it was pretty good. Even though we're dealing with closes, because I know we went as high as 490, but we didn't print it because we're doing closes only, not the actual highs and lows of the trading day. Let's go to our daily now. So the daily right here, let's see. Our February 20 low, you got your ABC. This is the C. Now this is a daily chart, is different. And you got your 3, 4, 5 until August 27th. Now we go 1. Wave 1 was October 3rd to October 4th high. Wave 2, the October 18th. And from here, you got your 3. I'm leaning maybe this is 3 over here, but it's counting here very different. An ABC up right here. But, if I was to plot it, it would be a 3 right here. You got your 1, 2, 3. And then right here, you got your wave 4, which is at January 31st. And now we're in a wave 5 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that wave 5 is at 490. The close is around 448. That's that 490 high. And we're somewhere around here. Now, the question is, knowing that if it's going to play out, that April is going to be, a bullish month, we're going to roll right into it and see. I don't know. Could the weather be that crazy? It has to be something with demand or some kind of constraint, with supply or something. I'm not too sure, but let's hypothetically think that maybe this is a bullish month and that we're going to go higher. Then there's a projection target of 555. I think that's it. This is 459 and 555. So we're getting very, we're very top end here. So it's just something to consider if it's going to push higher. This is a projection target. Now, what we want to see, if April is going to be a bullish month, we want to see higher highs and higher lows leading into April. But it's typical also that natural gas does dip into April, and then somewhere in April, she starts rising. As a perfect example, look at April here. April, we made a low on the 25th-ish, around there, and then just kind of went sideways, and then look what she did. On the 24th, she got a big move. Somewhere around there. Her birthday's on the 3rd. It looks like On the first couple of days, she gets this nice little bump, but on the 24th, kind of sideways to lower, and then she really wakes up. So that was on the 2024. I'm just looking at just what has happened just very recent. You can see that April kind of just sideways here. Looks like, yeah, April 14, remember? April 14 low, 194. She kind of, kind of did this, but then she's just started grinding higher from here. And then it's not like she's like, boom, she's going to explode up and make this peak. I mean, could, but it's kind of like a gradual slope high. And then you can see that here was different because here she's just kept grinding sideways to higher all the way to October the 31st and then sold off. So it was like a gradual slope grinding higher from like April all the way to October. This happened in 2023. Just to show you what has happened in the past. So as long as you know about April being strong, then you have to kind of see what price action is going to do, because that's what we're going to follow. We're following this daily and analyzing every move, so that way you could get ahead and get some understanding. I think that's it. I didn't want to drag this too much, but I wanted to kind of really elaborate just on the Elliott wave theory. So this is where we're at. So it's either could go down from here, because this is an official wave 5, or it's going to push even higher. And we have data showing that, natural cycles does show that she likes to move and be strong in April. What will cause that? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe weather, maybe some, supply issues. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe, all the hurricanes and tornadoes and all that stuff hitting, reproduce this stuff. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just speculating. Whatever could cause it, if it's going to push higher, it has to be something that it's going to give it some good momo to the upside. All right, let's go to the next clip. Okay, I wanted to go over my natural gas Black Widow mind map. The last time I updated this was February the 22nd of 2025. I kind of want to see what's playing out, what has worked out, and kind of brush up on what's happening. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So our spectrum cycle analyzer, we have our weekly 15 years worth of data, daily using 5 years of data. And so far, the daily has been showing us that the daily spectrum cycle has peaked on February 1920-ish, around there. And that the daily cycles are now down on natural gas. So that's something we just have to be aware of if you follow cycles. Now, that is pretty much bearish. That means that our time going up has ended. And if it's going to play out, natural gas Black Widow could either go down or just sideways. Sometimes I've seen where it peaks and it just goes sideways, and then eventually it does some kind of dip sometimes, or it just goes sideways and then it turns. Looking at our weekly, you can see that our weekly as of now, it's a peak around November 17th of 2025. This might fluctuate once I update it. I remember last time, I think it was around December, and I moved to November. Once I update this again, maybe it might shift closer or maybe further away. I'm not too sure, but we know that our weekly cycles are going to be peaking somewhere around this time frame until I update it. That's what's showing there. In regards to the Elliott wave, you already guys know these need to be updated. We left off on a wave. We're on a wave 3. Yep, on the weekly, that's where we're still at. And on the daily, wave 4 was that 31st. We have that. And possible wave 5 targets 462. We went as high as 490. So we know that is in the past. And the second target is 562. So that's way in the future. If 490 is not the final high. But we need to update it because I already showed you some of the new targets that we have. Sentiment, this all needs to be updated. So far, the weekly was getting momentum. This was the last time we, I guess maybe last time I did it in January or whenever. You can see the daily is dipping down. And the monthly looks like it's kind of basing, but we got to see if we could at least stay above 32.44. Seasonality wise, you guys already know that April is strong. I already showed you all that. Using 25, 15, 20, 10, 20 years of data, we know that April is strong. We just got to see if we could start making higher highs and higher lows from here. And also be aware of that sometimes God has a curveball. And sometimes when we're thinking, you know what, we're going to be strong in April, it really pulls in. So just be cautious. Let's minimize that. Let's go into our swing dates. Well, let's go to Commitments of Traders Report. So where did we leave off on Commitments of Traders Report? I was watching to see if large, this is commercial, if they were going to take out that August low right here. They never did. They're buying, so they're hedging. They're betting natural gas is going lower from what I've seen. And you already saw my last video on the Commitments of Traders Report. They're buying that gas. So they're hedging. We never took that out. If we would have taken that out, there would have been more conviction that that gas was going to even go higher. So far, they could be wrong, but that's what they're betting with their money. Commercial never took out the high. Or maybe we did pierced it. Like a double top. In regards to position, we never really took it out and closed higher. And it was like we went like this, and doing this from like the last Commitments of Traders Report I saw on the March 17th. The large speculators are shorting that gas. They're betting it's going to go lower. Interesting, huh? The trend is still up. I adjusted this. I took the sideways out because it's just, we're in a wave 3. From 152 to 490. I think that's an uptrend, isn't it? Average return by monthly. January's down, February's down, March is flat. We'll see the next quarters. I'll update that. I haven't really worked on my weather because I've been very busy, traveling and all that. Lastly, let's look at swing dates. So I had the 3rd, I have the 30th, 16th, let's see, the 9th, 19th. This was February the 26th. This was not bad. We made a high on the 10th, right? 490. Just a day earlier. This was a low, I believe. That correction. The 3rd. And then also the 30th. I think the 19th was a peak. Oh, let's see. The 19th. The 3rd. This was the 3rd right here. This is the 10th at high. I was a day earlier. So daily, yeah. Yeah, the 9th was actually a Sunday. So I think it was like a move into that Sunday night into the Monday 10th. Oh, let's see. This is February days to watch, 24th to 26th. So right here, the 9th, this was a good one. This was a good one. The 3rd. The 3rd. Oh, yeah, look at that. The 3rd. That one worked out well, too. 3rd, 9, 14, and the 19. 14 and the 19. What's 14? 14, that was nothing there. Nothing special. It's Chop Fest. You're consolidating chop. The 19 was the 19. Ah, that peak. Closing to the upside, head fake. That cat bounced and pushed lower. Was this the 21st? I got a few. Not bad. Not bad. 19. 3rd, I was off by 1 day, or kind of, I don't know. Maybe I was off. I should have got the 10th, but what I was analyzing was showing the 9th. Maybe a knife building into the 10th, but that's all in hindsight. So far, not bad. Not bad with my dates on the swing dates. I have to update all this stuff, but this is just a catch up. Once I update this, then I'll do another video. That'll probably be, maybe next week or something like that. Let's go to our next clip. Okay, so I have 2 clips, this one and another one. I think we'll wrap it up. So let's start off with, this is all natural gas right here. Went as high as 15 and change, somewhere around 2005. Does these erratic moves. So what I do is I put the Gann square on it. So this covers the low all the way to that high. And it kind of tells me important angles and levels, pretty much geometry. Now you want to wonder why $4 is a very strong level. That $4 is this line right here that goes straight across. Look at that. Now let's zoom in there if I can. Look at that level. That's the 1/4 level, $3.99, $4. We're just dancing back and forth. We're just trying to hold that level. Next strong level, if we ever get up there, is going to be 523. So far, it's just dancing, oscillating back and forth. So that is a strong level, $4. That's the 135 degree on the square of 9. That's this guy right here. When you start seeing the square of 9 and then you start seeing the Gann grid, it all starts making sense. Let's zoom out. Close that. Here's another one. Pretty much the same thing. This is more fractal. This is from the 144 low to that 1002 high. Now let's see if we can zoom in. Now it looks a little crazy, but it's more fractal, so you're getting closer to more of the price action. You can see that it goes back and forth here. So right now, 421 kind of resistance. You can see it hit peaks here. Maybe we could probably even narrow this down a little more. So that's 10. That was our 310. It was 490. We were very shy from kissing this angle. It didn't hit it, but we were very close. We pulled back. We have an angle here of support, which is somewhere around 388-ish, around there. If that doesn't hold, it could possibly go to 353. So keep an eye on this. 353, and you can say 456, and we're hovering around, well, as a resistance now, 421. And this is just using the Gann grid. There another one. Let's see, kind of the same. And this one, we're kind of holding this angle of 397. If it cracks, it could potentially get down to 353. So yeah, 353. You're pretty close. I don't know why I have 2. Trend line, that was probably old. Okay, so that's pretty much it for that. Let's kind of zoom in and focus. I'm working my way, I'm doing the opposite. I'm working my way from the top down, and then we'll get really fractal. So let's focus on just this week. The solar cycle hit a low on the 15th, and this solar cycle is up. So this one is bullish. This one cycle is down until April 7th. Remember that April's a strong month. This one for this week, it's heading down finds a low around April 7th. The green one hit a low already on the 23rd, and now this is up. So I got that one, the solar cycle up. I got two positive, one negative, and then the last one here bottoms out next week. So two up, two down. So can we, if we continue pushing lower, we got this one, and then we have this one next week, and then, you know, in April 7th and March, you know, April 1st, around there. This is the Black's Widow's birthday right here. Somewhere in between these 2 weeks, this is where things could possibly turn to the upside, and indicates that they could be a bullish month for April, but that all depends on price action. So we got to see it. Maybe she doesn't go down into the next 2 weeks. Maybe from here she starts getting a head start and start ripping higher. But we have to see higher highs and higher lows to do that. So those are just the cycles that I watch. They're a little more esoteric. Not going to get into why I watch them. Let's go into the annual. These are the natural cycles. So you can see that the natural cycle, let's maybe make this a little smaller. Move this over here so we can kind of see. So the annual cycle, which is kind of like the solar cycle, is bullish for this week coming up. The fast annual just bottomed. This is bullish. That's 3 years worth of data. The mid annual, this is 6 years worth of data, is bullish from here. So for some reason, around March the 20th on, things get bullish. So it could be that maybe this week could be bullish, you know, if none of the other cycles I watch could play out. This one is the curveball from all of these. This is the annual and the decimal. This one continues going lower all the way to, like, you could say 426, like almost towards the end of the month. So I got 1, 2, 3 positive and one just kind of sideways chop. Not, you know, it's not like crashing. It's just kind of like grinding and oscillating between that $4 and then boom. Somewhere around the second week, it starts losing its momo. That's that. Natural cycles. Gann said look at 10, 20 years ago. So let's see what 20 years ago was the price action. So let's see, 20 years ago, it looks like in the overnight session, we get this nice bump to the upside. Sunday night open. And for Monday, so pretty much this whole week is going to be bearish. Looking at 20 years ago, price action. Could be probabilities, just not saying that, you know, it's going to play out. So we start taking out 391, which is just 90 degree right here. And chances are, and we take out 381, yeah, that maybe this could start playing out. 371, start pushing in 361 for this week. Yeah, it could be possible that we play into that. That was 20 years ago price action. Let's see what the 20 years ago, this whole week was negative. Let's look at 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, it still has the same theme. Looks like maybe in the overnight, on the Sunday night open, I don't know if it's a pop. I don't know if it just starts grinding higher. It just opens normal, or, you know, gap down, and then it just, you know, it's trying to catch up. So whatever it is, Sunday night tonight, I guess is nice momentum to the upside, and then for the whole week, it just continues going lower. So 20 and 10 years ago were negative weeks right here. So just factor that in, on top of all the natural cycles that, you know, say from here higher. So you are brought to a point where if we're going to go lower, there's 10 and 20 year worth of data, not worth of data, 10 years ago and 20 years ago. prices were going lower this week. In regards to the natural cycles, the fast, mid, and annual, they start going up. So we have to follow price action. And if we start seeing volume going up, it's a high probability that the natural cycles are in play. If, I don't know, we get a gap up or, whatever it is that it opens, and then we take out 391 and we take out the 45 degree and we start, lower highs and lower lows, then chances are it's following the 10 and 20 years ago price action. So those are the two options that we have. The other one is that we just go sideways, nothing happens. But I'm sure one of these things are probably going to play out. That's it, right? Yeah. So we go to the more fractal one, and then we'll look at the statisticals and then take it from there. Okay, so this is the Black Widow natural cycles, and I'm tracking. So the annual's up 3 years, 6 years. You guys already know that I went over this. The annual decimal down to the March the 28th. This is 10 years price action. It's all negative. 20 year. The last date is bullish is the 28th. And keep in mind that the 27th is change of contract. So I know a lot of brokers have different, they're doing a lot of different things, but the 27th, keep an eye on that. That's when we change contract. Trading day for this week, Monday and Tuesday are bullish. Wednesday is just kind of flat with a little negative bias. So meaning that maybe we might have either, whatever the gap is, if there is, could probably push higher. So if the gap down is probably going to go up to close it, or it's going to, bulls are piling on and push it higher. And then Thursday and Friday are negative. Trading day where you make the most money is Monday and Tuesday to the upside. Wednesday, a little slight bias to the upside, but you don't make that much money, but you make some. Thursday's still good. Friday's negative. And Monday and Tuesday is very bullish. On the weekdays, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays are negative. Weekly, average return by week is kind of little negative, but monthly is positive. So that covers that with statistics. Let's go into our chart. So this is Fractal. I'm just focusing on the February 20 low and the March 10th high. A couple of things to look at here. Gann fan, we are below the 45 degree. Gann says every time you're below this angle, you're a little on the weaker side. So we need to always remember that. We're not here, we're here. So we're below it. So if there's going to be some downward spiral, well, we could probably potentially kiss the 1x2, but that's too far. Yeah, we gotta crack some levels, and let's see. We need to take out this key level right here, 357, in order to even get down here. But I'm sure bulls are going to show up here to defend this peak. It's that 363 high. That's the October 27th high right there. But anyway, I digress. I went ahead of myself. The Gann fan is telling you that we're a little on the weaker side, but, not that bad. Not that bad. Let's go into our the Gann fan. The Gann square, at a fractal level, our next support will be all the way around 375. I mean, can it get there? It can. But if it gets there, watch price action, because maybe it could find support. The next one will probably be, this is a little closer, and this is just because I'm using the low in this first impulse wave. It's 391. So that's the 90 degree. 391 holds. We're going to have to break through this angle, but if we push higher, then you got 429 to deal with. Let's see if 391 holds. Quarterly, we're still bullish. Quarterly, it's all green. Our last red was in February, this quarterly right here. And everything has been to the upside. Now the monthly is interesting. I don't do it videos on it here because it's just too much. But according to Gann does Gann waves, and if you look at my YouTube channel, you'll find it. We're in an interesting area right here that if you were to use the Gann wave techniques, it's indicating downward pressure. And that's all, speculation that the count that I'm doing is right. It's the same thing with the Elliott wave theory. Gann never was really specific on he kind of gave you how to do it, but it was kind of like very vague. I mean, not very vague. It's like reading his material. I have questions on it. So I have two ways of doing it. And one of the ways I've been doing it indicates that maybe we turn here. But we'll see. What will confirm that is that we start, you'll just start seeing the price action, showing, higher lows, lower lows, and lower highs. But so far, this is a negative month right now. And that's by the monthly that I use it. So we'll see if this is going to turn here. On top of that, we're on a wave 5. So there's like two things, the Gann wave and the Elliott wave, that are kind of in sync, in conjunction with the spectrum cycle that hit a peak on the 19th. So we just got to monitor price action. If we start getting the flavor that it's just doing this kind of thing, then maybe the Gann wave is right. The Elliott wave theory is correct. We're on a wave 5, and the spectrum cycle analysis peaking around February the 20th, 19th. Then that's right too. So you got three things going against it. Weekly, yeah, it's negative. A little more negative. Okay, so lastly, let's look at the computer. Let's see what the computer's forecasting, neural net. So far, for this week, let's see if I could get a little closer here. Open this up. Yeah, so we're here. It's projecting more down pressure till Tuesday, up, actually a low around the 28th. So change of contract and then possible low. That's what the neural net is forecasting, and then up. So let's see how it's going to play out. I already showed you some evidence for some downward pressure. The 10 years ago price action, 20 years ago price action is negative. But then, however, the natural cycles are pointing up here. So we're kind of like into this little bottom phase if it's going to play out. The Bradley model, interesting, as a turning point on the 23rd. I don't know if it's a capitulation thing and then it goes up. So we'll see. But it's going to be an interesting week, because there's a lot of things culminating here. And we want to just see what price action. So I have different game plans for this week. For tomorrow, US Open, I'm testing another model, and I'll be showing that on the US Open, which I do early in the morning. So if you guys want to follow that, in conjunction with all that model is totally different from all of these. This is more like a Gann, I guess Gann technique model that I'm using. I'm testing it. So this week coming up is an important week to test this model. So I'm going to see how it performs in conjunction with all the things that I'm watching that I have showed you. My last words are, whatever your trading plan is, just follow price action. You have a lot of scenarios. I'm not going to tell you which is the one's going to play out, because I really don't know. I just look at a lot of data like computers do and try to do the best I can to pick the right, direction. But you got some for the bulls and you got some for the bears. You just got to decide which one could play out, and then, follow it and then see what happens. If you're bullish, then just stay long. If you're bearish, you're going to start seeing it starting deteriorating and looking at, the contract, next contract, to see where that's at and see how that's going to play out in conjunction with all the data that I've shown you that you got to consider. And then also weather that's so unpredictable. So far as low, warm, for the U.S. This week, but, next week could change. Who knows. But I'll leave it here. I don't want to make this video too long. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on that gas.